Hari Om, and welcome to all the divine Atmajyotis to today's Bhagavadgita Satsang. Let us continue our contemplation of the 5th chapter of Bhagavadgita, Karma Sanyasa Yoga. Based on Sri Prabhuji's Purna Yoga Darshana talks, we've been framing questions shloka by shloka. Today, let us continue from the questions related to shloka number 5.6. And 5.6 is so Sri Krishna says, Sanyasastu mahabaho dukkhamaptuma yogataha yoga yukto munir brahma nachirenadhigacchati. Perfect renunciation, that is karma sannyasa, is difficult to attain without performing work in devotion, that is karma yoga. O Arjuna, but the sage who is adept in karma yoga quickly attains the supreme. That is the truth that Sri Krishna is teaching. So let us contemplate the questions that have been framed. Why is karma sannyasa difficult than karma yoga? And how karma yoga becomes a prerequisite to karma sannyasa yoga? That is the question. Welcome back, Padmaji.
Hari Om, sir.
Hari Om. Rajita ji, would you like to share your viewpoints first?
Vijay ji. So here Bhagavan Krishna says, it is very easy to perform karma yoga, and it is very easy to attain me through karma yoga than karma sannyasa. Because even the mind and the senses are the challenge here. Because even though if the mind is not stable, the mind becomes stable only when you perform the actions with the mindset, with the non-doership. So that to attain that, we have to perform karma yoga, because that our I, whatever we refer, I slept, I ate this, I went to this function, I met these people, that I refers to that we have to be clear with that I, Vijay, because that I, when it refers to when it is covered with ahankara, ahankara, that aham, that I, if it takes the shape of the other identities, if it takes as a mother identity or any other identity, then it is difficult to attain God. But if that I, through karma yoga, it is very, we can experience that I am not the doer and he is the doer. Krishna is the doer. That we can, anybody can experience very easily without any knowledge of Brahma, Vedas, Upanishad. Just with the karma yoga, purity of mind, if anybody can experience God. So that is the reason here it is telling, here this shloka describes that it is through karma yoga, it is very easy to attain me, because if we have to if we have to leave all the action, if we quit from all the action, that is a bit difficult, because the mind and the senses, they are not stable. So, so this path will be uh, best. That is what Krishna is telling from this shloka. That is my understanding.
And that summarizes both the questions, right?
Ah,
Okay, wonderful. Does anyone have any question for Rajita ji? Thank you, Rajita ji. Krishna ji?
thank-
Yeah. Why is karma so difficult than karma? How karma say pre-requisite. So, so according to me, like karma sannyasa will be difficult than karma yoga. Like the reason is like uh, so karma sannyasa like without being doing practical things or like doing the service through which our sense organs are engaged because our body mind is like which is having all the impressions of this materialic world. So it's not only theoretical, like if I know that I'm not the doer, but still if I take myself like but still um, I would get what to say unconditionally or like in subconscious way I would, if I have only in theoretical, so there is still that I is coming out, and there are places or situations where I would get disappointed or angry or like do things. I mean, the decisions are like sometimes coming. Uh, there is a selfishness included in that. So there is like doership. The renunciation of doership is difficult, like just by having only theoretical knowledge. But karma yoga is something like we are doing, making an action, and all the senses are involved in that. But with the intention, like I am not this doer. I mean, sorry, I am doing it, but not for myself, but for benefit of others, and this is my duty, and I'll do every action with Yagna Bhava in a dharmic way. So that's why, like, because here I'm engaging my activities, so that will lead to like dissolve the I thing, who I'm really, because I'm doing everything like not for myself, but for the benefit of others also. So that way, that karma yoga is in a way it's easy than karma sannyasa. How how karma yoga become prerequisite? Yeah, I think it's a same and similar answer. Like so karma yoga is bit easier, well, because we can perform our duties. We are not sitting like idle or only doing some yoga or meditation, but we will do our day-to-day life. But the intent will be changed, whatever the action we perform in this world. So through that, like we have that I becomes, it will dissolve day by day, and it will be easier. So that's why it's becoming a prerequisite for karma sannyasa yoga.
In terms of the practice, how do you feel? Is there a practice for karma sannyasa and is there a practice for karma yoga? And is that one of the reason for the challenge or the difficult? Can you go? Can you share your perspective from that viewpoint?
So practice wise, like so in karma sannyasa, like suppose if I don't do karma yoga, so but still there is a, I feel like it's my perspective I had. So without doing karma yoga, it will be difficult for one to truly achieve karma sannyasa or practice karma sannyasa. Because though I will like think, though I'll do, I'm not doer, but still the impressions are like the in the body, like it is not completely involved in that, I feel. Whereas in karma yoga, like I am doing my duty, and like this is what, like, so that will like, and not being attached to the result, right? So day by day it purifies the wrong identification of oneself, and it is, and then it is like easy, like then we can leave that thought, or like um, yeah, we can leave that thought like I am the doer over period of time, practically, not on, I mean practically, I mean experientially, we can feel, we can like uh, truly perform any action. But instead, like if I do only like I am doing it, but still I will not, but that doership is still will be there. That's my understanding. That's how I feel it. If I don't perform karma yoga, if I see like only karma, I'll do my duty, and again I'll, but I'm not the doer. Doer means it's not, it will not happen in that way.
Hmm. So the difficulty, because the question is, why is it difficult? So according to you, the difficulty is because of inability to know the difference, is it?
Yeah, it will be difficult. Yeah.
Okay.
Difficult for whom, Krishna ji?
So like the one who's like having this mindset and performing, right? I me for me to be say like in this conversation, right? For me it is
So
difficult.
is it it is difficult for body or mind or intellect?
So it's like this body mind complex only, I'm saying, like, so though the sometimes like I be conscious and think like, but there are situations like it is like we quick I quickly react, to be frank, quickly react, right? So there that
Uh-huh.
I thing is attached. For example, someone like maybe like simple
Yeah,
like while
yeah, yeah, I got it.
traveling in a
So that
travel.
correct. So that reaction comes from body or mind or intellect. That
So it's
reacting
mind,
attitude. Huh,
it's yeah, it's a mind.
mind. So
Yeah.
where we have to correct,
So the-
no, where we have to
yeah,
rectify
so
the
there is
mistake.
a, for every situations in this world. For example, if I see particular people, or if I see particular place, so there is an impressions in my mind. For example, when it rains, I feel good, and or when it is too much traffic, I feel stressed out. So that is a what to say, impressions I add. Okay, so,
Okay.
but through this practice of karma yoga, right, I understand. So this is all my understanding, or this is my experience, but these are not real. There is a attached reasoning behind that, but which is not truly me there. So these feelings and these impressions has to be purified, right? So
Yeah.
that's how I see it.
So can we do something uh, from the intellect? Which is more powerful, you think? Giving knowledge to the intellect, through that we can reduce the reactions. So can we
Yeah,
think
so
of like that?
through knowledge and the application or implementation of that knowledge. So through our sense organs, right? So that will purify. Purify means we will basically unlearn or learn or leave this wrong identification. So
Correct.
that way it is getting, the impressions are purified,
Yes.
and so the body mind intellect will like act to the same situation in a in a, what to say, in a dharmic way. So we will see what it is without our conclusion on particular situation or particular people.
Judgment, yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, we go on judging. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, it's instinct happening. But
Mm.
whereas like myself, right? So I was also having that, but I would not express out. As soon as I see particular people,
Mhm.
particular situation, I would panic out, anxiety, and even like doing some work, what will happen, this is how, like lot of that instinct that comes out of my previous experiences and also
Ah,
the surroundings I had, right? But whereas now I had a slight, I mean, not slight, like major improvement. Like, so this is what it is. I have to perform my duty, and like through this instrument, keeping the instrument, how to say, like as per that, we keep it healthy and eat what is good, and see how the life is without having that conclusions which I had the previous experience, right? So that
correct.
way it is. So through that way, it is experiential. I'm not like through theoretical. I know like it's like through Bhagavadgita we know, but while practice only, it is becoming experiential. I can like live like that always in a inanimate state. I cannot say I'm always in inanimate state even now, but there is a improvement. So that is showing me a path, right? I'm going in a right path, and this is how it is, and it's working out. So I would, yeah, that's how I'm seeing these things, Rachita ji.
Great, great. Thank you, Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rajita ji. Thank you, Krishna ji.
Thank you.
Padma Amma?
ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ ಸುಲಭ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಹೇಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಭೋಕ್ತತ್ವವನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಈಶ್ವರ ಅರ್ಪಿತ ಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಸಾದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ವೀಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ. ಅದೇ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವ ಭೋಕ್ತೃತ್ವ ಎರಡನ್ನು ಸಹ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವನು ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸಾಧಕ. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವವನ್ನ ಬಿಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅಂತಹ ಸಾಧಕನಿಗೆ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗವೇ ಸರಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬನು ಸಾಧಕನು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಇದನ್ನ ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕುಸ್ತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಪಟು ಇರ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವನು ಒಂದು ಕುಸ್ತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪಂದ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಕುಸ್ತಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋನ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಅವನು ಮೊದ್ಲಿಂದ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ABCD ಇಂದ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದು ಕಲಿಕೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹಂತ. ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ ಒಂದು ಹಂತ. ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗವನ್ನ ಅವನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ 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 ಅವನಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಫಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ವಾಸನೆಗಳು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಷಯವಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಸನ ಯಾವಾಗ ಕ್ಷಯವಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೋ ಅವನಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ ಆವಾಗ ನಾನು ಕರ್ತೃವೂ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಆಗ ಮುಂದಿನ ಹಂತಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ಅವನು ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಅವನು ಜ್ಞಾನ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಹೀಗೆ ವಿವಿಧ ಹಂತಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವನು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗವನ್ನ ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರೋದು ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ.
ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ತಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಸುಲಭ ವಾಕ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ವಿಧಿವಿಧಾನಗಳು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಯಾರು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ ಅದರ ಒಂದು ಆ ಕರ್ಮನು ನನ್ನದಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಭಾವಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದು ಒಂದು ಹಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೆ. ಅದೇ ಭೋಕ್ತೃತ್ವವನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಗ ಅವನಿಗೆ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓ, ಇದು ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅಂತ. ಆ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ತರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಸಹ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹದ್ದು. ನಾನ್ ಏನಿದ್ರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಜ್ಞಾನವು ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾನು ಆತ್ಮ, ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಡೀತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ರಿಯೆಗಳು ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದು ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಅನ್ನುವ ಶುದ್ಧ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವನು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಅಂಟುಕೊಂಡಿರಲ್ಲ.
ಆದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣ 2 ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜ್ಞಾನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ, ಜ್ಞಾನ
ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಆದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನ ಅರಿವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಿರವಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ? ಅದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ಏನು
ಅದೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ವಾಸನೆಗಳು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆ ವಾಸನಾ ಕ್ಷಯಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗವನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿರೋದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಇವು ಎರಡು ಸಹ ವಾಸನಾ ಕ್ಷಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರತು ಅದು ಜ್ಞಾನ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಜ್ಞಾನ ಬಂದಾಗ್ಲೇನೆ ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಬಂಧನದಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗೋದು. ಈ ವಾಸನಾ ಕ್ಷಯ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ವಾಸನಾ ಕ್ಷಯ ಆಗದೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೇಳೋದು.
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಕಾರಣ ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ವಾಸನೆಗಳು, ವಾಸನಾಕ್ಷಯಕ್ಕೆ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ, ನಂತರ ಈ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಕಾಶಮಾನವಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಆಗ್ಲಿ,
ನಾನು ಹೊರಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಪದ್ಮಾಜಿಗೆ ನಂದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆ.
ಹೇಳಿ
ಪದ್ಮಾಜಿ, ನನಗೆ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ? ಯಾರ್ಗೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವ ಇದೆ.
ಅದೇ ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಭೋಕ್ತೃತ್ವನೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಒಂದು ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಕರ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದ್ರ ಫಲವೂ ಸಹ ನನಗೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮೊದ್ಲು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ 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 ಪರಿಷ್ಕರಣೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಒಂದು ಹಂತದಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಹಂತಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುದು, ವಿಕಸನವೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇದು ಫಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನ್ನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆದಾಗ ಅವನು ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಲಾಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಸಮಾಧಾನದಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿಯೂ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವ ಮತ್ತೆ ಭೋಕ್ತೃತ್ವ ಮತ್ತೆ ನನ್ನ ಜ್ಞಾತೃತ್ವ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಸಹ ನನ್ನದೇ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು. ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನೇ ದೇಹ, ನಾನೇ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸ್ಥಿರವಾಗಿರತ್ತೆ ಆಗ. ಇದು ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್, ರಚಿತಾಜಿ.
ಹಾ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಯ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅಪಜಯ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಆವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ದುಃಖ ಆಗತ್ತಾ ಸುಖ ಆಗತ್ತಾ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಓ ನನಗೆ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವ ಇದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೋದಲ್ವಾ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಏನೂ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಇಲ್ದಿರ ಇರೋರ್ಗೆ ಆ ಆ ಈ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವ ಇದೆ ನನ್ಗಿನ್ನು ಅಂತ ತಿಳಿಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೊ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸುಖ ದುಃಖ ತುಂಬಾ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟು ಓದಿದೀನಿ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ, 100 ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ 100, ಯಾಕೆ ನನಗೆ 80 ಬಂತು, 80 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ತುಂಬಾ ಇದಿದ್ದಾಗ, ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಓ ಇನ್ನೂ ನನಗೆ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವ ಇದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವವನ್ನು ಹೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸಹ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಹೌದು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಅವರು ದುಃಖಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಫರಿಂಗ್
ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ದಿನಗಳು ಈ ಒಂದು ದುಃಖ ಸುಖ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಂಡಾಗ, ಓ ನನಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಫಲಾಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ನಾನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸಂಸ್ಕರಣೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ನಾನು ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನ್ಗೆ ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದಲೇ ಬರುವಂತಹದ್ದು, ನನಗೆ ಏನ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಸ್ವೀಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಪದ್ಮಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ರಚಿತಾಜಿ, ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ನಾನು ಹೊರಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅಮ್ಮ, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗಲಿ. ಪದ್ಮಾಜಿ.
Yes, sir. So the first question, why is Karma Sanyasa difficult than Karma Yoga? So when we look at what is Karma Yoga and Karma Sanyasa Yoga, no one can live without performing actions. So everyone who is living is eligible to perform a Karma Yoga. So when in Karma Yoga, actions are performed as a yajna or a sacrifice, and it can be for the benefit of yourself or for somebody else. Karma Yoga also helps us to get a few things, especially materialistic things, is where we are elevating ourselves in terms of materialistically getting various things that we desire for. So in Karma Yoga, you still have the desires and your actions are oriented towards those desires. But yes, you are offering it as an yajna. It can be any kind of the Pancha Yajnas. So that is Karma Yoga. When we talk about Karma Sanyasa Yoga, there is a jnana part that is coming to when we perform Karma Sanyasa Yoga. What is this jnana? The jnana that who I am really. So am I really performing action? Can I really perform action? Or is there some higher power which is functioning through me? These kind of questions are the answers that are coming through the fourth chapter or the Jnana Karma Sanyasa Yoga. So now, when we do the Karma Sanyasa Yoga, what is happening is, it is not only that the result is it is performed as an yajna, but also the actions are performed with a certain kind of detachment from everything, the fruit, the desire to perform action. So then it is only happening through me. That kind of bhava is there, that I am not the doer, somebody else or a higher power is doing through me. That higher power, you can assume as anyone, you can say it is Krishna or the universe in general, but there is a higher power because of which you are even able to lift a finger. So that is the understanding. And when we perform karma in such a manner, when it is done, then there is not a binding to it. In Karma Yoga, we are still bound by this karma and it is continuing. So there is not scope for liberation there. However, the quest for which we are here is moksha or liberation. So the out of the uh, four I forgot the words, sir. The artha, the kama artha, all the other
Okay,
three
Purushartha.
purusharthas. Yeah, out of the four purusharthas, the three are attainable, but the last part, the moksha, you need to even have the detachment for the entire thing. So that is when you will advance into moksha. So karma sannyasa yoga is necessary for that, whereas karma yoga is purifying you. It is purifying you and helping you to get rid of all your, like everyone else shared, of your vasanas, of the desires that are constantly arising within you. So it is helping in that, and karma sannyasa yoga is elevating you even to a higher level because you are not the doer. Yeah, yes, sir. That is my understanding.
So again, if I ask the question, if you have to answer in a single sentence, why is it difficult? What makes it difficult?
Because to apply that jnana is difficult. Application of that jnana, that
Yeah, but why? Why is it difficult? Why is the application of the jnana difficult?
because you have all these vasanas and all, no, which are carrying forward for you don't know how many lifetimes you have been carrying it. So it is very deep within you. The impressions are so deep that even though you have the understanding or knowledge of who you are, to always function with that in the external world is not easy to do. Whereas in karma yoga, you are always performing action. There is no, you are only doing it for, say, I have to get something. Maybe I have to buy a house, I have to get a car, then some other desire. Like this, that desire is propelling the action. Whereas uh, to understand that I don't actually need that car. I don't have, what is that car going to make a difference to the real self? Nothing. It is just a tool that I can probably use, this body can use. However, for the real me, all these materialistic thing doesn't matter. It is not going to make any changes to the real self. It is neither going to elevate nor it is going to demote. Nothing is happening because it doesn't matter. All these things doesn't matter. So that understanding, even though it is there, to apply it in each and every situation that comes forth us is not easy. That is why, because of all the impressions and various concepts and assumptions and presumptions that we carry within us, the mind carries, the ego says that I am the doer. It is not easy for the ego to let go that I am not doing this. This is happening through me. To have that within you deep is not easy.
Okay. So fundamentally, you are also of the opinion that it is the impressions, and
Yeah,
as those are cleansed, it is
yeah,
okay. The jnana cannot shine completely.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Padmati,
Yes,
we don't, as you mentioned, we don't know how much depth is our vasanas and samskaras.
correct. Yeah,
So, if we try to clear all the vasanas and samskaras, then how is it possible only through us, or some external push is required to know that I am not the doer, or which is easier way? Do I go and ask for somebody to give me the knowledge such that I realize that I am not the doer, or uh, do I have to do some work, sorry, or some sort of something to get rid of vasanas and samskaras myself?
okay. So here, I feel there are
Can
from
you,
my
Padmaji,
uh,
before you
uh,
answer,
ah
Can you first say what you understood by the question? What is the question? Can you phrase it?
You want me to phrase, or you're asking
What you
Rajita?
understood as a question? Can you phrase the question first?
Yeah. So what I understand from her question is, can you by yourself get rid of all these impressions, or somebody else has to give you a push? What I understand by this question is, uh, either she meant that do you need a guru indirectly to do this, or some other sadhana, maybe some kind of sadhana to do it. Am I right, Rajita ji? Is it correct, my understanding?
Exactly. Correct.
Yeah, yeah. So from my perspective, I will answer this question. What I feel is, when the inquiry within you becomes really strong, uh, okay, before that, I at least in my situation, whenever I have needed something, things have come to me through someone somehow. So from that perspective, if I see, everything has happened, like if I have desired for something, it has come, and if I've truly wanted it, it has come. God, with God's grace, it has come to me through someone. So from that perspective, when I see, the answer to your question is that when I was seeking answers to what more is there to life, uh, and how do I go further from here, because I didn't have any knowledge of what is Bhagavad Gita. I hadn't even heard even one single shloka of Bhagavad Gita. Yes, I have seen the Mahabharata serial before, and I have heard all that yada yada hi dharmasya, but even then I didn't know that it is from Bhagavad Gita. I didn't know that. So for a person like that, when I put forth to a higher power, or to the universe, or to anyone, God, for instance, when I said, okay, I don't know how to do it, but I want to know what more is there. The answers came in the form of classes. The answer came in the form of Vijay sir, and through Vijay sir, I came to know about the value of a guru. Who is a guru? And I think when the answers are required, by the grace, there is someone who enters into your life, and every person from that instance is a guru. Yes, for the physical aspect, yes, our Guruji, Prabhuji is our Guru. But I think everyone is a Guru. In this class, everyone teaches you something. Sir is my first Guru, I always say, because he's the one who introduced me to Guruji. So from like that, I now have started to realize that it is not just one person that is a Guru, but teachings are coming to you from all the time. It has been coming even before you have inquired, but you didn't have the wisdom or the perceptive to see it, because you were not seeking it. So you were not seeing it or realizing it, that there is some teaching coming through. The ego is so strong and so in front, that I am this, I am that. The teachings have always been there, because the eternal self, you are always that eternal self. No, you have always been that only. But because of all the veil and impressions and all the assumptions you have about yourself, your identity, you have not been able to see. So when the inquiry started, the first veil, that who am I really, that knowledge has started to come. Now as we strengthen it further and further, I think more and more clarity will emerge. Yeah. So I really think that yes, a guru is needed, uh, but it need not be in a form of only a physical guru. Guru can be anyone. Guru is within you. So the guru within you is who is manifesting in the outside as a physical guru, because that is who you identify with to begin with, a form and a name. But eventually you understand that other than the name and the form, guru is all over it. He is all pervading, he is all pervasive. That is how I understand it, Radhitaji.
Excellent, Padmaji. Thank you for the
Thank
clarity.
you. Thank you.
One more thing. So, to
Hmm.
summarize your answer, so it is I who get that desire for liberation, brings that guru into my life. So, getting that desire is in the mental level or intellectual level?
I think this is way more deeper. Yes, the beginning is from the mind level because of the suffering. In my case, because of the physical suffering, the mental suffering I went through related to my body is what gave rise to that question. That okay, I am just doing these mundane things all the time. I have worked for some time. During my work also, it was always monotonous, right? Day in and day out, I'm doing the same things again and again, maybe little bit differently, but the core of what I am doing is not changing. Similarly, when I stopped working and I became a homemaker also, it's like that. Same things are happening day in and day out. You still are cooking only the dishes are varying. So when you are doing all these mundane tasks, that is when I started questioning, okay, this I'm doing every day, this I'm doing every day. What else is there? Have I been born only for this? That is the first thing I started, the question started. And then the question started. Now I didn't know the answers. So where do I find these answers? What is the first question? Because I am an avid reader, I thought, which book can answer this question? Which book can answer this question? Who will tell me what is that book? That is how I started. That used to be the constant thought in my mind at one point. Uh, I feel the desire was so strong because even when I used to do my household work, my thought will not be in that work. I will be only thinking this. Okay, what else? What else? Who is going to teach me? Who can teach me? What should I learn? What should I learn? Like that. And that is when I saw that, and one day in the mobile, it just popped up that sir is taking this class. And then I said, okay, oh, Bhagavad Gita. Okay, what is this? Maybe I should start from here. This is how, the universe is showing me the way. So I think when you desire for what you want, you also connect when the answer pops up in front of you. So there was a ting. Okay, this is what I let me start with this, like that. So when I went into it, only then I think the change really started. I think first few classes maybe I was a mess because I ended up saying all the things that happened to me, because I felt, oh my God, that is such a huge thing. And maybe somewhere, the ego is also saying that, oh, this thing happened only with you. No one else has gone through this thing. But as I started sharing, as I started learning, I think I understood that it's not just me. Everyone is going through something or the other. Maybe I was it was all about only me. So the problem was like in the size of Himalaya, and rest of them don't have problem, or probably they have a pebble like problems. So that I think that understanding to have broken, that everybody has to go through this. And today, if I look back, then whatever that situation in my life is what opened the doors to this path for me. So I am very grateful. Had that not been there, my inquiry even wouldn't have started. So I would have continued with that mundane life. I don't know for how many lifetime more. So I am very grateful for that. And that one incident also showed me that everything in your life that is happening day in and day out is worth all the gratitude that you can offer, because every incident, every situation teaches you something to elevate, and it only helps you to elevate. At least I have not come across anyone whose life is going downward. It is all elevating only. That is what I have seen now. uh, earlier, especially with all these situations, where like during COVID also, I remember I had asked Sir, if the universe is so good, then why is this thing manifesting? Am I part of that manifestation? Am I also manifesting that disease? All these things used to be my question. But now I realize that even a disease has a way of correcting. Maybe in the bigger scale of things, I am not able to understand what it is correcting. I can only see death. I can only see death and destruction. But on a larger scale, on the universal scale, which my mind doesn't have a knowledge or a way to perceive, I am not seeing the greater good. I am not able to understand the greater good, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. I mean, lot of people might have lost many things, but I feel that COVID has been the time when I really benefited a lot. All meditations came to me. I got connected with Sri Ravi Shankar first. The whole family, our whole family did meditations. We learned Sudarshan Kriya. All those things happened during COVID. And I feel because we were enclosed in such a small space is when everything became online also. Everything, spirituality itself became easier because you didn't have to go and stay in one ashram. It all came to you in your own room. So I feel it's all a blessing. And today, uh, I think I can say that I don't worry much. When my son also began ninth and all, I used to be, as a mother, I used to have all that worries. Oh my God, what is he going to do? Is he studying? Should I do this? Should I do that? All this. But now I feel that I'm more relaxed. When he's in 12th, I'm more relaxed compared to when he was in 10th, because now I have that more, I think an understanding is becoming deeper that okay, everything is happening for the best, everything will fall into place, and I should just trust and flow. Trust and flow is something that I have been trying to implement, which was not easy, still work in progress, yeah, but trust and flow, trust in the higher power and then flow, that's all. That's something I've learned.
Very nice. So I understood that it is the gratitude that matters a lot and the self-inquiry. So basically, it has started from body only. You have seen some changes in the body, then you realize that this is not the truth. That inquiry process, then in the mind level, and then
Yes,
with
yes.
that gratitude, you have invited the grace. So
Hmm.
yes,
Yeah, I think grace flows when there is gratitude, is what is my
correct.
experience. Yeah, yeah.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Padma.
Thank you, Rajita ji.
Thank you, Rajita ji. Thank you, Padma ji. We all know this story of Buddha. He was traveling in the forest with his disciple, and he was feeling thirsty, and he asked, "Get me some water from the nearby pond." And he went and he came back running. Oh, the water is very muddy. Looks like some vehicles have gone past. And Buddha said, "Just wait there for some time. Be there for some time." After a while, he came back with the clear water. So, like that, the mind is both our bondage and our way to liberation. What in the mind? What is mind in the first place? Therefore, is a fundamental understanding. Mind is a constitution of mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. However, unlike the various organs of the body that we see, mind is not seeable for the physical eyes. So the seeable, touchable, feelable, smellable, tasteable, those we call as gross. An object, any object, is both at the same time gross and subtle, and it is subtler than the subtle aspects. When we have to identify the subtler aspects, mind needs to be sharper. To go beyond the subtler than the subtle, it needs to be even more sharper. Sharpness means what? Sharpness means a sense of like a very skilled surgeon. A skilled surgeon has to make a small incision so that, whatever the particular thing that he or she wants to access, they should be able to. So for that, they go through a lot of training to make a small cut and to extract whatever that is unnecessary. Like that skilled surgeon, our mind has to become. However, in the beginning, like in the story of that Buddha, the pond is very disturbed, very muddy. It is muddy because of various kinds of impressions, and because of that impression, whatever the cycle of action that is happening to attain certain things. So that is the constant movement. The constant movement in life is, I want something, I want that, I don't want that. So this is the constant movement in life. The mind would have become externally focused. It would have been looking for things to acquire, to dispose, to take the pleasure from. So this muddy mind, this is the muddy nature of the pond. This has to settle down to see the clarity, to get the water that is drinkable. So how does this become clear? At the end of the day, in the final analysis, the realization is the path for liberation. Recognition is the path for liberation. There's no doing. It is not by doing something that you will be liberated in the final analysis. However, quite magically, in a paradoxical way, it is the doing that brings you to the door of that. But what kind of a doing is extremely important. So, in other words, we've been seeing this picture. So, this thing, the desire, action, fruit, are very gross. You can clearly see that I desire for mango. You can clearly see that somebody is going to the store. Action. You can clearly see somebody is getting the fruit. It's all very gross. You can clearly touch, smell, feel. So this is the first level that is constantly visible. To who? To this, whoever the fellow called me. Now, who is this me? That is the most fundamental question that needs to come in the mind. What all of you referred as Atmavichara, self-inquiry. But that self-inquiry doesn't start because this me is so deeply involved with this cycle, desire, action, fruit, desire, action, fruit. And it is almost impossible for this me to feel separate from any of this. So the grossness has to lead towards the subtler understanding. See here, what do I mean by fruit? Fruit is nothing but at the end of the day, in the more subtler sense, success and failure. What am I seeking from the fruit, the mango? I am seeking something called a success. I want the pleasure because ultimately I want to feel I enjoyed it. But this second layer that you're seeing, what has been put in the yellow color, it requires a little more clarity in the thinking to see that, whether it is mango, whether it is car, whether it is husband, whether it is money, position, whatever the fruit may be, all of them are different kinds of fruit. All of them are alike. In all of them, I am seeking only the enjoyership by feeling the sense of success. And whenever that thing is rejected, is not available to me, I feel a sense of failure. I feel low. So this understanding takes the mind, it needs the mind to be able to see the subtler aspect. It's the same thing. At the end of the day, same fruit. Mango, car, husband, wife, children, marks, same fruit. But who is seeking it and what is that they're seeking from it needs a subtler mind. Similarly, in the action is done with an attitude of mine and not mine, because there is a sense of I am the doer. Similarly, in the case of the desires, the sense of attachment and aversion, I want that, I don't want it. I am the desirer. So this is the second layer that needs to be peeled off. The outermost layer that is easily visible is the desire action fruit, gross. But these are subtle. And this I, the one who is behind all this, the one who says, I want that, the one who says that I am doing it, the one who says that I am enjoying it, this is even more subtler. Mind itself, antakarana itself cannot be seen. And in that, mana, buddhi, chitta, the functioning of the mana in terms of it being the carrier of all the impression, all the sensations, then chitta where memories arise, buddhi where discrimination happens. These three, to a certain extent, when the mind is calm enough, you can start noticing them. Oh yeah, I'm seeing not the object itself, but the memory of it. As an example, the moment you see a mango, you may feel, wow, nice. So, wow, nice is not embedded in that mango. It is embedded in the memory of the mango because you have consumed it earlier. So, therefore, the mind is adding, the chitta is adding color to that mango. For all that it is, when you open this mango may be infested with all kinds of creatures. It may be actually completely sour, but the impression that has been lodged in the mind creates a sensation or a feeling of wow. So it is the functioning of the chitta, functioning of the memory that is superimposed on whatever that is being seen currently. So this has to be seen. So at the first level, the superimposition of the memory is relatively easier to start seeing when the mind is calm enough. So that is like you start noticing subtler aspects in which your antakarana itself is functioning. But the ego self, you know who I am. Aham akara. Aham. It is the I who is taking all these other shapes, the shape of the desire, the shape of the action, the shape of the fruit, the want. I want something, I don't want something, I only like success. All of these are different shapes of this ego self. Requires a little more subtler way of looking at the mind. And to come to the most fundamental realization that there is no ego self, there is no separate self other than the Atman, other than that divine self. And that itself is appearing as this ego self, as all these action, food, desire, and as this world. And there is nothing that the world can give to me, and I have nothing to lose because all that is I only. To come to that final clarity, it's even more subtle. So, therefore, the mind which is initially focused on the grossness, has to move towards this subtler than the subtle aspects of reality. And to do that, like how Buddha said, wait for some time. The mud will settle down. Then you can pick up the water. Like that, Karma Yoga. What is Karma Yoga? What I do with Yajna Bhava, with a feeling of offering. For who? For whoever who I think the other is. We all know about the Pancha Mahayagnas. So when I offer something for the benefit of a plant, an animal, the elements, another human being, it starts making the mind settle down. The mind which is constantly agitated, the mud starts settling down because the mind is constantly, the me is constantly shaking this mind. Want. Where is that I want? I didn't get. Want, do. Get. So all of this me. Where is I. So this me is constantly shaking this water called the mind. So that has to settle down. And for that to settle down, this me for some time has to do something which this me is not necessarily directly in the first look going to benefit from. Because the me has a very clear notion of who I am. I am this and you are that. So therefore, there is a me and there is a you. The you is outside. So to the outside, I have to do something. I have to do some great service to the outside is the initial viewpoint with which this me starts. And as it starts doing that, it settles down. As there is a, oh, I am not going to gain anything, not going to get anything, I'm not going to lose anything. So slowly, the me shaking this mind reduces. And when that reduces, in such a mind, in a relatively tranquil mind, in a relatively peaceful mind, is where then these subtler aspects can be seen. What is that I really wanted from that fruit? Why am I running behind that fruit? What is that? Though when I did the service, though directly I did not get anything, I somehow felt happy. How did I feel happy? What is making me feel happy? Oh, when I'm doing this service, look at how I thought I was only doing a small part of it, but look at how amazing everything has come together. How did it happen? I didn't do anything. I didn't arrange all this, but how all of this has got arranged. So like that, slowly the self-inquiry is not just about at the root of it is who am I at the root of it, self-inquiry. But to prepare for self-inquiry, to be able to do a proper self-inquiry, to be able to come to the clarity of the who am I, this is also in a way self-inquiry. All of this is self-inquiry. So all the things that we are doing in the spiritual path is self-inquiry only, because there is none other than the self only, the big self. But all of it is a realization that dawns in as one progresses. So the mind has to settle. In the settled mind, then it starts becoming clearer. It's like in the clear water, you can see where the mud is and from where I should pick up the water. If I put my hand down below, I will pick up mud. If I just scoop it from the top, I will get water. So like that, the seeker starts becoming quieter and quieter. And as the seeker becomes totally quieter and is simply in the process of offering, at the end of the day, What is that I have to offer? What is that I have to offer? I only can offer this ignorance that I am this. There is nothing else I can offer because nothing else in the first place belonged to me. I did not do anything. I did not bring anything. Nothing is mine. That has to come as a deeper clarity. I can only disappear. I can only disappear and let the Sadguru shine. I am the true reason why the divinity is not shining. When I disappear, what is there? Only divinity is there. Hari Om. Any further questions? Any further statements? All right.
Hari Om, Guruji.
Yes,
Uh,
ji.
for that muddy water to settle down, our effort is required.
Initially, yes, correct. Whoever you think you are, you have to do an effort. At the end of the day, whoever you think you are, because that whoever that ego self is not yet subtle enough to know that that ego self is a fiction, but
Okay,
that ego self is a reality at that point in time.
correct.
So that is why Sri Krishna encouraged Arjuna to fight the war. Do your dharma. Do your dharma is the initial instruction. He did not teach him the subtler aspects right in the, of course, in the Sankhya Yoga itself he has given, depending upon the evolution of that inner, of that particular mind, it may catch. That's why Prabhuji always says, it all depends upon, what kind of a wood one is. If it is a wet wood, it needs drying. That drying is what we are calling as Karma Yoga. If it is a fully dry wood, even a little spark will catch the fire. But there is also still burning that has to happen. Ultimately, it has to burn away. Only the ash has to remain. So that burning away is like Karma Sanyasa. The drying is like the Karma Yoga.
Okay.
The I, who I think I am, I has to completely burn itself away. Karpura Gauram, like how a Karpura completely annihilates itself. I have to fade away. I have to go away. I have no separate existence.
Excellent example, Karpura.
See what the Karpura is saying? Karpura Gauram Karunavataram. So the Karpura is offering and is offering itself to the Sadguru. Anything else?
No, Vijay.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu.